Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Mal from Xerowing TV Studios, bringing you a review, or honest review, of the DXracer M series chair. But before I do that, I kind of wanted to share a little bit of my experience ordering a DXracer chair, and kind of give you guys a little bit of an overview so you don't make the same mistakes that I made when I purchased my chair from Amazon through DXracer. Anyway, here at Xerowing TV Studios, you can imagine we do quite a bit of sitting, and as you sit on your computer chair, eventually the chair wears down and breaks. So within the span of a week, all of our chairs broke. It was like the craziest thing. First Suda's chair went, then Tibbs' chair went, and then finally mine went. So when I sat in my chair, it literally just, the frame cracked, and I went barreling into my desk and then crashed down on the floor. It was spectacular, but still pretty awful. So I came to the conclusion that, you know what, I'm going to buy myself a high-quality chair. Suda had purchased himself a King Series DXracer chair, which I had tried out for all of 5 minutes. And I'm like, you know what, this is actually pretty comfortable. And he was pretty excited about it. He couldn't stop raving about it. So, I figured, hey, my birthday's right around the corner. I'll buy myself a new chair. So I went online and I did my due diligence, and I looked at all the little sliders that were talking about, modest, wide, soft, all the different variations of DXracer chairs, because there are many. And I finally came to the decision that I wanted to buy myself an R series chair. So FedEx ended up damaging my first R series chair, and Amazon customer service was like right there on point, and I never check my email, and usually when I do check my email and I see something from Amazon, I usually think it's just some silly promo, but for some reason I actually was able to see that it was regarding my chair, and I read it, and the odds of me actually reading that email were slim to none. So anyway, it's the Amazon customer service, and they were talking about, oh, FedEx damaged your chair. It was a day from arriving at my doorstep. We want to go ahead and upgrade you to a different R series chair. Which one you want. So I picked out the one I wanted, and I'm like, awesome. It was over 4th of July weekend, so it took an extra week and a half for this chair to come all the way from Michigan to Washington. But finally the chair got here. And once the chair arrived, I put everything together. I sat in the chair, and I was pretty happy with it for all of about 20 minutes. After the first 20 minutes, I noticed that the side bolsters of the chair just started tearing into my thighs. And I'm like, you know what? I read online that, these chairs take a little bit of adaptation to really, get comfortable. And the chair starts out as being uncomfortable, but then it gets comfortable. And I read, all these little tidbits online about these chairs. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a chance. So I sat on this chair for 3 days, and after it was all said and done, I started getting bruises on the back of my legs. So I emailed customer service back, and I'm like, listen guys, I don't want to be that guy, because I'm never that guy, but I can't sit in this thing. It is just way too small. And admittedly, I looked at the slider on that, and I saw wide, and I saw that the King Series was wide, and I'm like, okay, so if this is the widest chair they offer, and the King Series is wide, whatever, it should fit me, right? I'm only 230 pounds. It shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I was wrong. So I'm like, please guys, help me out. And they were super cool about it. They're like, if you want a King Series, pay the $100 difference, and the shipping's on you, unfortunately. So it was an extra 170 some odd dollars to ship this chair back, and then upgrade to a King Series chair. Well, the cool thing was, once they were able to track my return chair, they sent out the other chair immediately. So that was really awesome on their part. So they could have waited until they got the chair back, taking the time to inspect everything, and then finally, after everything was inspected and repackaged, then they shipped me off a replacement chair. No, the same day I had the tracking number available, they sent me a new chair. Now, I've never ordered furniture online before. Maybe that's a normal thing. I don't know. But again, I thought it was pretty interesting, because I thought worst case scenario. So anyway, fast forward, I get the King Series chair, and I ran into the same problem. I was able to sit in it for about an hour, hour and a half, so a little bit longer, but eventually the fact that those steel sidebars were there pressing against my thighs, even though it was like an inch and a half difference on both sides, and it was better, the cushion in the middle was really thick. So once you started sinking into that cushion, it started applying more pressure on your legs. Now, I have minor nerve damage in my back too, so in addition to that pressing on my legs, it was just causing me a lot of grief. And eventually I'm like, you know, what options do I really have with this chair? So I figured, fuck it, I'll give it to my girlfriend and I'll go buy myself a normal office chair. But just for the hell of it, I sent Amazon another email. I'm like, guys, you know, this is my situation. You know, I emailed the DXracer customer service and I gave my feedback on that. And, you know, how I honestly thought it was misleading, you know, because they say that the King Series chair is their biggest chair, or the biggest chair they offer, and it's for people that, you know, are heavier set. And it's really not the case. You know, I went online and I was looking at a couple different forums, and a lot of people were recommending the Max Series. And the reason why they were recommending the Max Series chair is because on the Max Series chair, where the sidebars are, instead of there being actual bars there, there's like thick ass cushions on the side of the chair, so there's almost no pressure being applied to your legs. I was like, wow, why isn't this chair being recommended to bigger folks that like to kind of sit, you know, spread eagle on a chair? You know, but that's also how I like to sit. I can't stand sitting with my legs closed. If that's something that's like considered proper sitting, then I guess I just don't sit properly. Whatever. So, anywho, they're like, okay, repackage this stuff, send it back. So at this point, I'm like $180 into shipping fees, as well as, you know, $450 spent on a chair. So I'm like close to the $700 range on a DXracer chair. So the whole point of this is, guys, is please do your due diligence on these chairs, and I would highly recommend that if you are over 220 pounds, really make sure that you're measuring every little aspect of, you know, the cushion to the sidebars and everything else in between, because a lot of these reviews I'm seeing, and it's just kind of an opinion, it seems like every time I look at a review, it's like the chair was either free, or it was, you know, it was a sponsored type situation, or, you know, I don't want to say paid for, but I'll just say it. It looks like the review was paid for, because a lot of these real cons that exist with these chairs were not really talked about on these reviews. And these are by guys that are bigger than me, a lot bigger than me. So once I saw the review on the M Series chair by Barnacles is when I finally said, you know, maybe I'll go ahead and give it one more shot, and I'll do the M Series chair before either going the route of Craigslist or just, you know, asking for somewhat of a refund and try and, you know, recoup whatever money I can as a result of these chairs. So anyway, that's the whole thing, guys, with that. So anyway, I'm going to talk about the chair a little bit. You know, obviously I'm not going to do a whole video of assembling the chair. There's like a billion of those out there. I just want to talk about the quality of the M Series chair over the other chairs. The first thing that really stood out to me about this chair, obviously, is right here where there are normally side bolsters. This is all padding, guys. So this feels really good. As opposed to being painful, this actually feels really nice. I also like the cushion on these chairs better than I liked on the R or the K Series chair. I know that those are technically rated to have more padding, and maybe I just prefer firmer chairs, but it feels really soft. It's not overly firm, like some people have kind of stated before about the M Series chairs. Particularly the back area here. This is actually a built-in cushion on the back of the chair, and this feels a lot more soft than the K Series chair had felt. When I took the lumbar pillow off and leaned back on the K Series chair, it literally felt like I was leaning on like a piece of plywood that had like a little minor layer of padding on it. So I kind of found that to be, you know, a little over the top, but this is definitely nice. The head pillow on this thing I find to be a lot better than the rectangular head pillows that exist on the King Series chair or the R Series chair. It feels just like when you lay back into it, like these little prongs that come down, these little padded prongs, I'll call them. They do a really good job of supporting your shoulders, and it just really makes it feel complete. Like this should be part of the chair as opposed to an add-on of the chair. And then the actual fabric that exists on the back of the chair, it feels a lot softer and a little bit, I don't even know what word I want to use for it, but it just feels a lot more comfortable. Like if I was to kick back even without the headrest, like I'd totally be able to get comfortable on this back piece right here. So, as far as everything else goes, guys, with the chair, the arm bars on the side are really good. They just happen to be in the right position for me. They're great for console gaming. They're great for lining up with my desk. I did have to disassemble the bottom tray on my desk because I used to have my keyboard here underneath. And now that these arms actually line up directly with my keyboard, it's perfect for StarCraft games, or if I'm playing like a game of Heroes or what have you. It's the arm bar actually perfectly supports. I don't think you can see that, but you can see it on this side. It actually comes right up to the desk, and it's just beautiful. My arm lines up directly with my desk, or right up with my keyboard and my mouse. So it is awesome. And same thing with the PlayStation controls. I can just kind of tilt the arm bars to the side, and it's just a really nice support for my elbows. I've heard a lot of people complaining about the actual armrests on these chairs. Personally, I think they're great. Maybe my standards in chairs just isn't super high, but I find it to be a cool thing. The other thing is I don't know if you guys do this, but I like sitting on my leg. I'm one of those people where I like tucking one of my legs under my other leg while I'm sitting occasionally. And you can totally do that with the M series chair. You cannot do that with the R series or the K series because those sidebars are there. So you can really, I know these chairs are supposed to be made for posture and longevity, but what's a chair if you can't get comfortable in it? So that was a really nice thing. The fact that because it's all cushion across the board, I can kind of just, even though it's a chair built for posture, I can use incorrect posture on it if I decide to just be a slouch one day. So yeah, guys, in conclusion, that's like my honest take on the DXracer chairs. Do I feel now that I have a chair that I really like, which is the M series? Thank you, Barnacles, for your awesome review. But now that I actually have a chair that I like that actually works for me, do I feel it was worth the money? Maybe. If I could do it again, I'd probably go with like a more sensible chair like the Marcus from IKEA, and there are a couple other chairs out there that are really good. But if your heart is absolutely dead set on getting a DXracer or one of those Maxnomic chairs, I would highly look into the Max Series chair. It is by far the most comfortable variation that they offer, and personally, I just, the King Series chair, despite being, slated as the larger person chair, I can tell you personally, being about 230, I'm not morbidly obese by any means. I am a bigger guy. I just couldn't sit in it, man. It was just killing me. So, definitely look into the Max Series chair. And if you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have regarding this chair. But it's all about how you guys see the value. It feels like this chair will last me a good 3 or 4 years at least, like at the very least. And if you guys see value in build quality and like overall comfort, then yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good chair. But at the end of the day, again, me personally being kind of sensible, like I would probably go and get the IKEA chair instead because of the reviews it was getting versus the price. But yeah, that's really all I have, guys. I mean, this is a really awesome chair. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to knock DXracer, and I'm definitely not trying to knock this chair. This is a great chair, and I'm not doing nothing with it. I'm keeping it right where it's at. But just kind of keep that in mind when you're kind of making a decision on buying one of these chairs, because I made quite a few mistakes on now having to go through 2 different chairs and send them back, and it's been just a month of absolute agony when it comes to dealing with Amazon and all these different variables. So and that's the other thing too. Make sure you buy your chair through Amazon. Do not go directly through DXracer. And there's a couple other websites out there that just have really shitty, awful, cutthroat return policies. Amazon, and only Amazon. Trust me on that. Anyway, this is Mal from Xerowing TV Studios. I hope that this review was informative for you guys. Again, post comments below, and you all have a great day.